Hello, Galaxy! I'm Chris Pirillo, and you're watching another live edition of Pirillo Picks. It's a daily show and tell. It's a part of the TLDR live broadcast. It's about an hour long, and you can tune in and hear me geek out about a variety of topics, interact with the community of patrons, and, talk about stuff with you. Head over to chrispirillo.com to get even more from me. Just sign up to become a patron. It's that easy. Today, what I wanted to talk about was Smugglers Bounty. The box was inbound. I had a box inbound. This is a Funko subscription box, pretty much the one that I look forward to when they send it out because it's Star Wars subscription box. But it didn't come in today. So I believe it's going to come in another couple of days. And so the next Pirillo Picks you see may very well be my next Smugglers Bounty box unboxing reveal. And that will likely be happening live in a couple of days. So instead of that, I wanted to talk about a project that I've kind of briefly touched upon, and that is rebuilding my vintage Kenner Star Wars action figure loose Star Wars action figure collection. I'm rebuilding it. I'm in that process of rebuilding it. We're talking vintage. We're not talking modern figures. Vintage line, like the back of the yellow card and everything. I'm excited about that. And then today, I just got, this is one of the reasons I wanted to talk about it. And I don't have the direct link yet, but I'm going to be surfacing it. Someone was reaching out to me to get some thoughts on this. An NPR, apparently a segment, NPR discussed a recent survey that states people over 40 are happier when they take up a new hobby or reignite an old passion project. We wanted to tell people how they could become, passionate about the things that they wanted to pursue. So that's the reason I was reached out with for an interview. But I thought that was fascinating. People over 40. If you're over 40 like myself, this whole kidult thing, I mean, this is not unique. This is happiness, right? And part of my happiness is going to be rebuilding my vintage action figure collection. I remember getting Zuckuss and 4-LOM, or 4-LOM and Zuckuss back in the day. Do you remember these two right here? These are the vintage, and they're in cases right now because that's how I know these are the ones in good condition, complete with their original weapons. This one loose, $17, and the articulation, of course, 5 POA, classic Kenner 5 POA, but the limbs are super tight on this one. So the reason why I pull these two out, 4-LOM and Zuckuss, because Kenner back in the day labeled this action figure not as 4-LOM. That's the name of this character, but as Zuckuss. I'm sorry, not as Zuckuss, but 4-LOM. Wait, no, this was... I still get confused to this day, and I'm not the only one. This is 4-LOM, not Zuckuss. But I grew up recognizing this character as Zuckuss. I don't want to move his limbs because they're very, very, very tight. Here is 4-LOM's weapon right there. Now, 4-LOM would be short for love or money. For love of money. See, I didn't learn that until later years, so I haven't committed that to memory yet. For love of money. For LOM. There's his weapon. But see, it's so hard for me to look at this character and not think Zuckuss. This, to me, for the rest of my life, this is going to be Zuckuss. But it's not. This is 4-LOM. This is 4-LOM, not Zuckuss. This is Zuckuss, but when I was younger, it was 4-LOM. And you know what? You want to talk about a mod that I made back in the day. I liked when the figures came with removable cloaks and capes because I could remove them from one figure and put them on another. Unfortunately, that was a dumb idea because then my original figures were irreparably damaged. This is not 4-LOM. This is Zuckuss. This is 4-LOM and Zuckuss. So I have these two. I'm slowly but surely building a super higher quality action figure, rebuilding the action figure line. A lot of the vintage figures in good condition are probably going to run around $20. Give or take. Certainly the newer ones that weren't as widely available will probably cost more. The good news is I still have my Anakin Skywalker that I mailed away from, and he didn't come with a weapon. It was just him, and I have him outside the box. I had a dream the other night that I found a Man-O-Man staff with the skulls. I still have a Man-O-Man, but I've lost his weapon. So anyway, I thought that was interesting to talk about. People over 40 how to be happier when you're over 40. Reignite a passion, reignite an interest, or find a new hobby. So I'm going to be recollecting my vintage action figure line, and I'm very, very excited about that. Very, very excited. just so excited. I'm giddy. I can't wait to get it done. Now I got to figure out how to get it done. That's the next thing I got to do. Next thing I got to do. And maybe that's something that you'd be interested in as well, or not. I don't really have anything to apologize for, in terms of where my interests are. As you move on through life, you got to find what makes you happy. You just find what makes you happy and pursue it. So it's nice when I hear about these things and my beliefs are reinforced. I'm doing everything I need to do. Everything, including getting, figurines that I didn't have before. The small, goofy Darth Vader. I didn't have this figurine. Now I do. Found it. Sometimes when I go looking online for nostalgic things, I find things that I didn't have before, like this one. This is a goofy Vader that I did not have. I also did not have what Liz sent me that I'm not going to eat. I wouldn't say the packaging is in prime condition, but I will be holding on to it. Vader candies. Those are Vader candies. Holiday candy jewelry. Sorry. Jewelry. You could wear candy if you want. I didn't have them, but Vader, so that'll be in my collection. I'm also probably going to be tearing open this series of Micro Machines. Didn't really get into Micro Machines when I was substantially younger, or the Micro series, but this does have a Vader. It has a Millennium Falcon, so not that I'm starting a Millennium Falcon collection, but for whatever it's worth, I have a handful of Millennium Falcons and Star Destroyer, X-Wing, and a TIE Interceptor, as well as a B-Wing and a Luke Skywalker, which I'm not as excited about. Not my chase. This, you want to talk about a humble brag? This is a humble brag. This probably cost $20. Got it for $3. $3. This cost me $3. This right here. Got it on Amazon. Didn't cost $3. Down from 23. And then I got it for free. Because, beyond free, I used a gift card that I earned courtesy of go.tagjag.com/free apps and go.tagjag.com/free points. It's amazing. It's amazing how that works. Love it. So, that's about all I had to show today. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Tell me if I'm not the only one who's confused with LOM and Zuckuss. Tell me I'm not the only one. For the rest of my life. Okay, got to move on. Answering questions from the patrons. Got some tech questions. Got some general geek questions. Some entertainment questions. Over the weekend, I'm going to be watching Daredevil for the first time. Or at least the second season of Daredevil for the first time. That was just released today. Very excited about that. Okay, if you want to hear the rest of this broadcast and every weekday live broadcast with me, head over to chrispirillo.com and sign up to become a patron right now. Today's free podcast highlight was brought to you by all of my active patrons from chrispirillo.com. If you want access to the full TLDR episodes, both audio, video, past, present, and future, which can be up to an hour long or longer, with even more tech insight from me every weekday, plus other bonus content without ads, and support me at the same time, you can sign up to become one of my supernomies too. This is just a brief taste of what I'm producing for you daily. Again, get more through chrispirillo.com.